Well, good evening, Nick. I want to take a moment here and review the lesson we had yesterday. As we take a look at our golf swing here, one of the first things we talked about, everything was going well. I think everything looked well in the golf swing, but I think one of the first things we've seen is we reverted back to where we were before when we originally started last year or even the year before. And that is just, it's almost right here at the beginning part. We're getting a little bit back into wanting to take away with our hands rather than utilizing our upper body or our larger muscles here. So what happens here by doing that, you're utilizing just your right hand as you go to take the club back. So as you take the club back, the club starts to go back behind our body. As we get the club up then up to the top or shoulder height, you can see what happens. The club starts to get a little laid off here. We get a little flat or a little laid off here. So as you get to the top, a little bit of the flying elbow then. One thing you do well is you get the club coming back down in the same position or getting the club to fall into position. So as we come down, you see a little bit of that leg drive that we talked about, what we want to see. Down and through, making our turn and through, and there's that little flying elbow on that left-hand side. Now, obviously, we've talked about making that turn and getting that turn through. So today, what we discussed and what we're going to go through here is very simple. Utilizing the larger muscles, utilizing and making it to where it's one piece rather than the hands breaking forth. Now, just to show you the improvement over where you were last week, and this is where you were, not last week, but back on March 15th when you came in, you can almost watch your hands right here. You can watch them hands ultimately break down, the club goes back here. You can see two different positions here, but you can still see at this point here how we're starting to pull that club back and around us rather than getting it, keeping those hands out in front, keeping the club out in front of us as we turn the club back. Now, first drill I had you do, something very simple. Now, what you could do, I used a little sponge here on top of a yardstick, but what I wanted you to do, I want very light pressure in the hands, very light grip pressure in the hands, so then as you, the hands won't be the ones that are utilized here. It's going to be more of our shoulders and our upper, larger muscles. So what I wanted you to do is to push this foam piece back. So in turn, what would happen here, or what you could do at the house if you didn't have a foam piece, what we talked about doing was that of a 2x4 or a piece of wood, something to get, have that little bit of weight so you feel more of the upper body and the shoulders turning it back rather than the hands being the first thing to take the club back. So what it looked like here was something right about like this. So as we go forward, this is what you look like as you go to do it. Here we go, right there. You can see one piece. See where the shoulders here and the hands here are moving as a unit. We're here coming back, getting it turned back, much better position. Now when we look here, you can almost see that first part there, that right hand wanting to pick the club up and bring it around. So as you bring it right here, alrighty, sir, sorry about that. Now as you see this, what you'll see is it's one piece taking the club up. One piece. Look at the difference right here. You can almost see that, and the frame misses it right there, but it's that right hand just pulling that club up, or even the left hand pushing it up. So it's more in the hands rather than the larger muscles. So in here, I just wanted you to feel that, bringing it up to here. Look at the difference already just in a little bit of making that turn back right there. Look at the difference here compared to here. Hands are a lot higher over here on the left-hand side because those hands were picking the club straight up. Over here, the body's making a turn. We're making one piece, and the club's going up naturally like it should. So what I wanted you to do, 2 sets of 20 reps or even 2 sets of 15 reps. Just utilizing back to that muscle, pushing that piece of wood or that foam back here. Next, after that, what we talked about here, I said when you're at the range, well, I want you to do the same thing. So what I had you do here is I set a ball down. Now, we did this before when we were inside, when we were working inside. And all it's the same thing here, is utilizing that one muscle, do it nice and slow, nice and smooth. Like I said, I want you to hit the ball maybe 60-70% as you're doing this. Not so much the focus of hitting the ball, but just trying to utilize and making that golf swing like we want to see. So as we look at this, this is what you see here. So as you do this, and what you see is you're going to see that club and that ball, and push that ball back here. And we're pushing that ball like we said. We set it down. If we had a yardstick right next to it, you're going to see that ball push back to about 13, 14 inches, with the ball starting at about 2 or 3 inches. So about 8 to 9 inches. What we're initially just pushing it back here. You start to see a little bit of the right hand kind of pick it up there. Where we talked before in previous lessons here, we talked about when the hand's a little more of this here. So when I bring in a model here, I'll have to bring in a model next time. But as we take a look at this here, we wanted that club to be almost right out here in front of us. So if I drew a little circle here, you'd see it'd be a little more out here. So that just tells us we have still a little bit of the hands in it, but not as bad as where we were. So, even as we see this swing here, much better position as we're going to the top, nice and smooth. Hands come down. A little thin there, a little quick, was a little unsure of it as you swung through. Let's do it again. And you're just going to see this position back and forth. So as you take it back here, push that ball back, back up, hands getting up here. Much better position, even on the 2. And right there, you see how your right hand's a little off the club here? It could be a little here, but I'm not too concerned with that as we come down it right now. But look at just in these 2 different positions as you come down. Much better position as you're coming down and through your swing. Down, target, shoulders turning through, shoulder, hands bringing it across. Big difference there. Here, 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 here. Much hands figured down the line. Club finishes down the line. Looks so much better there. Great swing, Nick. Now, as we go forward, last thing we ended on, I wanted you to think about the planes here. Thinking about being able to swing within these 2 planes. Now, if you look here, this angle here is almost set up to right about the same that your club is as you set down. Now, first initial couple ones here, I had you do it with a big ball. Quite frankly, I wanted you to make sure that you felt confident as you did it. Second, we drew a second one here, kind of going right at about your shoulder. So if Eric or your lovely bride would like to help you here with this, getting those set up just in there, and the whole thought being, we're turning with them shoulders. Getting them shoulders to take the club back, not so much just your hands taking it back there. So just to show you here the difference as we move along, is right here. Much better position here. Shoulders turning it back. Look at your shoulders turn. We go back. We go back down. Look at the position of the club come back down. Through impact. We finish down. You feel that nice rotation through. All right, hold on one second. All right, so what we talked about here, doing it in the backyard here. And I'm going to get you back here just to kind of show you just the differences between these 2 here. Just show you here. You just see it all right there with that right hand taking it back. We're here, and this second one was so much better as well. So as you took the club back here, we're going up, making our shoulder turn back, back down. You can almost see here at the position as you take the club up, we bring it back down almost in the same path. Got a little quick there, a little thin. So as we come back through it here, so as you did this, I wanted you to ideally to do it kind of slow, back and forth, feeling that position where we're turning with the shoulders and not so much with the hands. Now, as always, Nick, if you have any questions, shoot me a text, give me a call, shoot me an email, one of the 2. But if there's no questions, remember the 2 drills outside at the range, 1 drill at the house. Back and forth, 2 sets of 20 at the house, and then we want, maybe 15 to 20 balls outside in the backyard and there at the range. If not, I'll talk to you later, and we'll see you later, Nick. Thank you, sir.